Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build and another episode of Curb Appeal, the series on my channel where I recreate photographs in The Sims 4 to the best of my ability. So today we are doing a very exciting build. It is going to be a classic Dr. Ashley build, something neutral on the outside and maybe on the inside. Nice modern farmhouse kind of craftsman style vibes. I was just in the mood to do something, large and in my comfort zone. But I don't think I've done a house that looks exactly like this before, and the color scheme is slightly different in the sense that it's not all white on the exterior. We have a little bit of light brown wood and some kind of brick stone texture. So it's like something that I'm comfortable with, but I haven't done it exactly, if you know what I mean. So I was just in the mood to do something, something familiar, something that I could vibe with, something that I liked. And I was also going for a much larger build this time. So as you can see already, as we're doing like the basic shell of it, it is going to be a large home, which I think is good because I don't usually do super large homes. I tend to, you guys know, I prefer one-story homes if I can help it, and I just find them easier to play in, easier to build. But yeah, I wanted to do a larger home. I think this one can fit, I can't remember how many bedrooms, but I know it's like a large family. I think it'll come to me when I start doing the interior, but it's more than like a 3 or 4 or 5 person family. I think there might be like 4 or 5 bedrooms. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. But as you can see, this is going to be a bit of a longer video. So go grab a snack, go get some coffee, grab a drink, a glass of wine, get your dinner. Go make your dinner and come back so we can eat dinner together and hang out, because this might be a little bit of a longer video, or it will be a longer video. I mean, you can see right here it's going to be longer. But I do have some exciting announcements to give to you guys, and I'll talk about it in a little bit more detail later in the video. But basically, I do want to let you guys know that as of this week, or whenever you're watching this video, I am now officially a full-time content creator on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Mainly YouTube, obviously, but I have resigned from my corporate job in finance, and I am going to be pursuing YouTube on a full-time basis. So that has always been a dream of mine, and I do want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, whether you've been here since the beginning of my 4-year journey on YouTube or you just discovered me this year. I want to thank you guys so much for the support and for allowing me to pursue this as my dream. It was not an easy decision, and again, I'll talk about it a little bit later in the video, because you guys know I've also been pursuing my finance career for 4 years, so it's not something that I took lightly, and it was a very emotional decision, or not emotional decision, it was a logical decision, but there was a lot of emotion behind it, and when I left my old job and stuff like that. So yeah, but I do want to just first and foremost really thank you guys for the support, because I would not be in the position to make that decision if it weren't for you guys, and it really is a dream come true. Obviously, I have a lot of hard work cut out ahead of me to pursue this new career on social media, and I realize that, and I want to keep working hard for you guys and keep creating with you guys, and hopefully this will open the door for a lot of new collaborations with other creators, or even community collaborations with you guys. I'd love to get involved with you guys a lot more and just interact with you guys a lot more on a personal level and even on a creator level, now that I have more time to dedicate towards this channel and towards creating in general. So yeah, that's my kind of big announcement. You guys might already know if you have been following me on Twitter and stuff, but I just wanted to let you guys know about that. That being said, Is anyone else hungry? Because I think we should take a short break to make some dinner. And thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. It's that time of the week again when all of the fresh ingredients for my meals this week show up right at my door. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit that makes cooking at home fun, easy, and affordable. You guys know I have been a personal user of HelloFresh for years now. In fact, the footage I'm showing you guys is from my personal paid subscription. I did not need them to send me a box. So I'm trying to expand my taste buds a little. You guys know I love eating a lot of noodles, and HelloFresh is perfect because their recipes are so delicious with 50 weekly options to choose from. This week, I got to try a variety of cuisines with pasta, salmon, and even a familiar Asian noodle dish. I consider myself a decent home cook, but I would not have been able to plan for all 3 of these vastly different dishes in 1 week. And honestly, that's my favorite part about HelloFresh. It saves me so much time and stress. There's only so much free time in a day, and the last thing I want to do is plan meals and drive to the grocery store, which can take hours sometimes. I would much rather spend that time going to the gym or streaming on Twitch with you guys. With HelloFresh, I can pick all of my meals for the week or even for the month ahead of time, and the fresh, pre-measured ingredients get delivered right to me every week. And if any of you guys don't like the idea of cutting boards and all of that, HelloFresh offers quick and easy recipes with minimal prep and pre-chopped ingredients. I'm also happy to say that HelloFresh is sustainable, as it's the first carbon neutral meal kit company, and nearly all HelloFresh packaging is recyclable. I've also never wasted any food with HelloFresh because they give you the exact ingredients you need for each recipe. Like seriously, my fridge is pristine and I don't have to clean out all of the unused expired food anymore. If you want to try HelloFresh, use my link in the description or go to hellofresh.com and use code POGDocAshley16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts across 6 HelloFresh boxes plus free shipping. Gifts include free appetizers, desserts, and free premium recipes. Link in the description. Can't wait to see what you guys make. But here you can see we are kind of done with the general shape of the exterior. I think the exterior looks really close to the original photo, and I think that this exterior is just such a beautiful home. I really like homes that look like this, obviously, but I think it's really cool when the houses have like more of an L shape, where they have like the main home structure and then they have this kind of like L-shaped garage that's kind of off to the side. I think the home just looks like so, like there's so much dimension. It looks so cozy, kind of like the whole property is being used efficiently because it kind of L's around the property. Obviously, we don't have drivable cars in The Sims, so I didn't make the garage like a real garage. I just put like the fake debug car on the outside, kind of looks like it's going into the garage, but it's not quite in there. And then I actually converted that garage into like a guest home or like an in-law suite or something. So I think if you wanted to like rent it out, you can rent it out to somebody and then just like put out an ad to have like a roommate come, and like you can have some passive income because there is like a separate door too, so you can like completely lock the doors off if you wanted to. Or I think it'd be cool if you wanted to have like a multi-generational family live here, and then maybe like the grandparents could live in that extra suite. Or you can also, maybe if you have like a teenager that turns into a young adult and they still want to live at home, but maybe they're attending university but they don't want to go live on the dorm, you can have them live there so they can have a little bit more independence and kind of go through those motions of like growing up and kind of moving out, but like not quite moving out, if you know what I mean. I know a lot of friends who like didn't quite move out when they went to university, but instead they just like moved to their parents' basement and then like paid a little bit of rent so that they could still have like independence and they could still, you know, become more of an adult with expenses and stuff and take care of themselves, but not quite moving out, because moving out is really expensive in my city. I don't know about where you guys live. I know a lot of people, like it's the norm to like move out at like as soon as you turn 18 or something, but in my city a lot of times people do stay living with their family if like their family home is like big enough, because it is really expensive to like move out as a single person in my city. It's a little bit easier if you're like in a relationship or you're a couple, you can split it. because then you can split like a one bedroom. But if you're like a single person, it can be super expensive to move out. So personally, I lived at home for a really long time. Like, I lived in the dorms at university, but then after I graduated, I came back home to like my family home. So I only like just moved out like kind of recently, like kind of during the pandemic, and then now I finally live alone. Or not alone, I live with Colin, but finally after 4 years, I'm renting my own apartment. So yeah, it kind of took a while, but I think that's like kind of the norm now, at least like amongst like my friend group and like in my city, because things are so expensive. But let me know how things are for you. But here you can see we have a very, very large backyard to work with, which is one of my favorite things about these larger builds that I do, is having such a luxurious outdoor space. So obviously we have a massive patio upstairs, which is a nice luxurious thing to have. You can kind of overlook and see everything down below. But we also have a nice covered patio. And I think that's like super underrated to have like a covered patio, because in case it's like a little bit rainy, you can still go out and use the patio. I mean, it's still nice to go outside on the patio if it's raining, right? Like, you can still use the barbecue technically. Or if it's like super sunny and you still want to go outside but you don't want to like sit in the actual sun, I'm definitely like a shade girl. Like, I like to go outside and be in the shade. Like, I like the heat, I don't like the sun on my face. I'm like one of those people that is like scared of the sun. I don't know if it's because my mom like always tells me that I need to like put on sunscreen and like not sit in the sun, and that's just like ingrained in my brain now to like be a vampire and like fear the sun. But yeah, I personally am a shade person. I don't like cooking in the sun. So basically, this backyard has it all. We also have like some things for the kids, because I do want this to be more of a family home with like lots of things for the kids to do too. So we have the monkey bars, we have the pool, and then I also have the basketball hoop. And I kind of made it look like the basketball hoop was like attached to like the kind of balcony post, which I thought was kind of fun. It was almost like DIY-ish. I remember in my like childhood home, we had like this little basketball hoop. It was kind of attached to like the patio on the second floor. So I think it was kind of like a DIY. I have no idea how we attached it looking back on it, but I remember like my dad somehow attached it. But here you can see we are onto the interior finally. So we're like almost halfway through the video-ish. So, you know, checking in on you guys. Are you guys still here? How's it going? How did you like the exterior? What are your thoughts? And here is your daily reminder to drink more water. If you haven't had a glass of water yet today, go now. Pause the video and get a glass of water. Also, if your laundry is currently in your laundry thing and it's all wet and you need to go put it in the dryer, go do that. I'm telling you now, pause the video, go do that. What other reminders do you guys need? I don't know. Have you gotten up and stretched? Did you take your vitamins today? Did you take your iron vitamins yet? Make sure to do that. You said you were going to take your vitamins, so go do that. I think that's all the reminders I have for you guys today. Let me know if there's any other reminders I need. Go make your bed, people. Actually, I'm such a hypocrite because I never make my bed. So I can't even tell you guys to make your bed because I literally never do it. But here you can see we are working on the kitchen. So I wanted to go for this interesting, or honestly the entire vibe on the interior. I kind of wanted to go like really lean into this like jungle adventure architectural style. Kinds of like the interior was done by some, you know, architecture who wanted to make something a little bit more like interesting and unique. So rather than just like your typical modern archways, we have those Jungle Adventure stone archways. I have the Jungle Adventure concrete wall around everything as well, and then also the Jungle Adventure doors. So I just wanted to give the interior just this extra little pizzazz that wasn't just your typical plain cookie cutter modern interior. So I was really playing around with that. I feel like that's something I've never done before per se, especially not on a large scale like this. So I was really leaning into that throughout the entire build, just this like kind of cool, cold architectural style with the Jungle Adventure archways, just like very glamorous, very extra. But then the rest of the furniture was still rather modern and tasteful and toned down and neutral. We just have these hints of more extravagant architecture, and I think that it looks really cool. Usually I would go for just your typical plain archway, but this time I just wanted to do something different, so I'm pretty happy with the result. I think I went out of my comfort zone a little bit while also staying very in my comfort zone, if you know what I mean. So I also combined the black base game cabinets with the Jungle Adventure counters, just to have that kind of contrast between something that's a little bit more, wood style Jungle Adventure-y, and then just like the plain modern on the top, just to like tie in the modern. Let me know if that made sense or not, but I don't know. I liked it. I also used those new Wedding Stories chairs. So you see that round table and those little ghost chairs. I really like the ghost chair look, you guys. I wish that they gave us like completely plain ghost chairs, like ones that were completely clear. It looks like these ones from My Wedding Stories have like kind of a cushion on them. So they're not completely like plastic clear. They're a little bit cushiony. I kind of wish we got ones that were completely clear, if I'm going to be honest, because that's how like your typical ghost chair is. It's like completely clear. So I don't know, it's still fun. I still really like those chairs, and I can see myself using those My Wedding Stories chairs very often. So also, My Wedding Stories is what's happening? They patched it. So if any of you guys have been holding off on getting My Wedding Stories because of all of the bugs, they have patched it. They put out a huge laundry list and a huge list of all of the improvements they made. So if that's something that's holding you back from getting the pack, you might want to reconsider it now that they kind of made some changes. I can't say if it's like 100% everything is fixed, but I know that it is more or less more fixed. So I feel like that should be okay. I don't know. I'm sure there are some reviews out there on exactly what the state of that is. But the other thing I wanted to mention is I went for these like kind of burnt orange couches in the kind of seating area there, and I think that they were a nice little like fiery, feisty pop of color. I don't really know why I chose those red ones in particular. I just wanted like a touch of something warm, and I thought red was the perfect color. And it's more of a like burnt orange red too, which I think is very pretty. Usually I would go for like a green or a dark blue, but I've never gone for a red before, so yeah, here we are. It's a new day for Dr. Ashley. Here you can see we are going to be working on the TV room. Because this was such a large build, I figured a TV room would be very appropriate, because if there's a lot of kids here, we don't want the kids hanging out in the formal seating area, sitting living room or whatever it's called. We need to confine the kids to a specific TV room that they can like hang out in and have their friends over, sit on the couch and do their homework with each other after work. Or not after work, oh my gosh, after school. So this is kind of like the kids area for like a family room or a playroom of sorts. But I do want to kind of give a little bit more clarity on exactly why I decided to leave my job, in case you guys are curious a little bit more on that. So basically, for over a year now, we have been kind of losing employees every couple of months. I know you guys who work might also be experiencing this. There's a really big labor shortage right now. They're calling it the Great Resignation, and basically it's a bunch of people who are kind of leaving their company and going elsewhere, finding better jobs, finding higher paying jobs, maybe switching industries altogether, maybe pursuing something more entrepreneurial. I think the past year or two of COVID and lockdown has really put a lot of perspective into people. so that people are realizing that, they don't want to do the job they're doing, they don't like the industry they're working in, or just things have been put into perspective as we've been sitting at home for the past 2 years and not socializing with anybody. So I think it's a really common theme that has been occurring. And let me know in the comments down below if you've experienced any like labor shortages as well at your workplace. But for over a year now, we've had so many people leave. And for me on my team, so I worked in finance, in investment management, and my role was a senior analyst. So I was pretty much one position underneath a manager. So I was like kind of top of the food chain in terms of like my team, other than my manager, obviously. So anytime somebody would leave, it would kind of cause a lot of burden and stress on the rest of the team, including myself. And it just kept happening. And we were so overworked last year, where we were doing pretty much overtime every single day, like 1 to 3 to 4 hours of overtime for almost 9 months straight. And when you're like a salaried employee, I don't know if you can relate or not, but I worked on salary, so we don't really claim overtime really. So if you work like extra, you don't like log it really. It's just kind of like, oh, you're on salary, so you leave whenever you want. So it was kind of like a bad setup in that regard. And also in the finance industry, it's kind of normalized to like work long hours and like grind, like the typical like finance bro culture where they're just like grinding all the time and staying till midnight and stuff like that. It's very like glamorized to work really hard, especially in finance, I feel like. So I never felt like I was really compensated for all that extra time. And I don't mind working hard. I don't mind staying late, but I had this other passion that I wanted to work on, aka my YouTube channel. So it was really difficult for me to be spending so many long hours at work when there was another job that I wanted to get to, which was doing YouTube and doing Twitch streams and making videos. So it was really difficult for me because I was always like really torn between working hard at my career and then also, dedicating time towards my creative passion. So then, the year went by and, I was overworked, but it was fine. And then in January, my manager quit. So that's when like things kind of like took a big tumble downwards because he quit and everyone kind of looked to me to fill his shoes. I was the obvious person to take the job, to move up to management. It would have been a big promotion. It would have been a very big, pay raise probably. But my first instinct wasn't to take the job. I just didn't really want the job because I didn't want the extra work, because I knew if I took on that role, I wouldn't be able to focus on my YouTube channel like at all. It would probably engulf like my whole life. I wouldn't have any time to do anything else. I would still be staying late all the time, and ultimately I'd probably have to quit my YouTube channel. And I really wasn't willing to do that because like I really love doing this. It's just like my passion. So I decided I wasn't going to apply for the job, and because it wasn't worth my time. But then I thought to myself, wait, if I'm not going to take promotions at this job, then I'm pretty much working a dead-end job, and this is it. Like, this is it for me. This is the highest I'm ever gonna go. So I realized, I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't be limiting myself in life. I always want to grow further, and if I'm not willing to grow further in this role, then I need to leave, and I need to focus on something else where I am willing to grow further. And that ultimately was this YouTube channel. So that's when I decided it was my time to quit, and it was my time to take a leap of faith and put my all into this. And yeah, I mean, it's a very scary thing to leave like something that's secure and, something that you're so used to, like a salaried job. But ultimately at the end of the day, like I want to keep growing, and I want to be working really hard to grow as much as I can and enjoy the process. And I think that's really what this channel and what all of you guys motivate me to do. And I'm really happy here. Like, even if it's not going to be, as much money or as much security as my old job, I'm like happy to be here, and I'm happy to work hard and stay up till midnight or 2 a.m. making videos, because like I genuinely enjoy it and I'm willing to put in the work, and I love you guys so much, and I don't want to like put this channel on the back burner ever again. So sorry, that was like a really long explanation. Just like gave you my whole life story. But that was basically the reason. I'm gonna stop talking about it now, but hopefully that gives you guys a little bit more clarity in terms of like where I was at. And I know that that story won't be applicable for everyone, because not everyone has like something on the side that they've been growing all this time. But yeah, that's just how it worked out for me, and I'm really excited for the journey ahead, and I'm really, really, again, thankful for all of your guys' support. I want to work really hard at this, and I want to give you guys a lot of great content, and I want to work on a lot of projects here on this channel. So stay tuned for a lot of fun things to come, and let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment for engagement. That'd really, really help me out. And thank you guys for watching this far. If you made it to this point in the video, past my resignation story, let me know down below, and let me know how your work and your life is going. I do really read all of the comments, and I love to hear what you guys are up to. So please let me know how you guys are doing so I can check in on you guys. But yeah, if anyone has any other questions about, my life or what happened with my career and whatever, feel free to comment or DM me on Twitter or Instagram. I'd love to chat with you guys about anything regarding that, because it's still a big part of my life, and I still, cherish my time in the finance industry to an extent. So, there's no like bitterness per se. It was just a choice that I had to make, and now I'm here. So yeah, I'll stop talking about that now so I can talk about the build, because I feel like a lot happened while I was telling that story. But hope that fills you in, you guys. But here you can see at the downstairs, something that we went over that I missed talking about is I actually put in a gym, which I think is really nice, because usually I don't end up having time to put a gym in my builds. I don't know why. I always end up doing like an art studio or just like an extra office, but this time I actually put in a gym, which I think is really useful. And the gym is actually quite beautiful too. I use the industrial kit sliding doors, so I think it's really pretty. It might be kind of an odd place for it, but hey, at least they have a gym so they can be super, super fit. Also, the master bedroom or the primary bedroom, I went for a really interesting color scheme where I kind of had like yellow and green, which I think feels very like warm and summery, and just like, I don't know, it feels very like designer almost. So I really like that color scheme. I've never done anything like that before. I also put like a platform in the master bedroom with a green accent wall and some pops of yellow. So I hope you guys like that style. It's not something I usually go for, but again, I was really leaning into this kind of designer, architectural, like custom, I don't know. I just feel like the people who live here are super trendy, and they got this like really cool architect or designer from like Italy or Europe or something to like come and help them with their home. Who knows? I don't know. I just thought it was cool. But you can see here I'm doing a toddler bedroom, and I'm using those new moldings from the Maximalism kit. There's this new kit called like Decorator to the Max. It's just one of those $5 kits, but it comes with these cool like molding decorations for the wall to just like add this like cool little texture to the wall. So I've been using those a lot lately. I'm going to be using those a lot more in the future. So if you want to, if you plan on downloading my builds in the near future, I would suggest you maybe get the Decor to the Max kit. just because I can see myself using those items quite a bit. So I try my best not to use a lot of kit items, just because I know kits are kind of like, not everyone buys kits. So I try and limit my kit usage as much as possible. But I think honestly those ones unfortunately are very, very nice. So you might want to consider adding that kit to your roster. But up here you can see I'm doing a little art studio. I just wanted to do more activities in this home just to make it a bit more useful, I guess. But if you want to, you can just convert that art studio into another bedroom if you wanted to have an extra bed here. So total, we have the master, we have that teenager bedroom, we have a room with 2 single beds, and we have a toddler. So this could be for a family of 6. And then we also have this guest suite down here, which can fit 2 more. So technically this could be for like a family of 8 if you wanted it to. Or again, you could like rent this unit out. So this is just like the guest suite. It's a fully functional, like all-inclusive suite. So it has your bathroom, your kitchen, your bed, your dining room, and your living room. So even if somebody were to rent this out, like they could still have people over if they really wanted to. So I think that is very cute. It is more like a studio vibe. Like I didn't put too many walls just because it's so small. I wanted it to feel like very open. But you can like close off the bedroom if you wanted to, I guess. I just felt the need to keep it all open for whatever reason. Also, I went through this entire build and then realized I didn't put a bathroom in this little guest suite. So at the end, I like panic and added in afterwards. So that's fine. I've done that before. I do that a lot actually, where I forget and I have to add it in after the fact, and then it like ruins my whole floor plan. But like that's what happens when you're forgetful. I feel like I must have forgotten something else in this build. Like one time I forgot a fridge in a kitchen, and that was just a little sad. But it is what it is. But the build is almost done. I can't believe like I did a build that takes this long, but it's such a large build. I'm really proud of this build. I really, really like it. I hope you guys like it too. I feel like it is such a typical Dr. Ashley build, but I feel like I went for like some different items and just like a slightly different spice than what I usually do. Let me know if you feel the same way. I just feel like it's modern and neutral, but it's a little bit spicy. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I was going for. I don't know, you guys. I really like it. It's one of my favorites, and I like the size. I don't usually do these really large builds because they can be very exhausting, but I did it. I did the thing. I'm also super obsessed with like the concrete on the wall texture lately. You know how I went through phases where I was obsessed with spade wallpaper, then I was obsessed with white brick, then I was obsessed with the dinette white brick. Now I'm obsessed with the Jungle Adventure concrete. It's a new era. So who knows what wall texture I'll be obsessed with next month or next year, but right now the flavor of the hour is the Jungle Adventure concrete wall texture. So hopefully you guys aren't too tired of that just yet, but the video should be done and the screenshots should be rolling. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this build. Let me know if you made it to the end of the video. I would really, really appreciate it if you made it this far. I'd be really surprised. Hopefully you had a great dinner. Hopefully you enjoyed your glass of wine, your glass of tea. If you didn't, go move your laundry into the dryer yet when I told you to do it. You gotta do it now. You gotta. Don't put it off any longer. Just do it. Also, once again, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to take the leap and pursue my dreams and become a full-time content creator. I can't wait to see what we do next together, and I can't wait to grow it with you guys. And yeah, thanks for listening to my story. I know that might have been a bit of a long story, but that is my story and my journey, and this is a big turning point of my life onto the next chapter. So I'm thankful if you listened. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed it and you want to see more stuff like this show up on your feed, don't forget to give this video a huge like and leave a comment down below what you thought about it. And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody.